doesn't know.
Okay.
Hang on.
That's what it looks like to begin
Who's
with.
Kiara CC?
It
That's
says Merry
Cassius.
Christmas.
Would you?
Cassius. Alright, got you.
It's real nice.
Alright guys, we are live now.
Okay,
Fair enough.
everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Rumble number 19 community chat. Here with us today, we have from the gents, we have Matisamo, we have Byron Cavendish, we have from the Glowwater Frauds, Graphics Dirty. I think that's all from Glowwaters. From Cake, we have Xander Broder. And from Sacrilege, we have Tropo and Castus Creo. Right.
Correct. How you going?
Okay, there we go. No mistakes.
Hey there.
Anyway, right. Let's get things started with the first game of the night, which was Glowwater Frauds versus Cake. A victory for Cake on Battle on the Dunes in that first match.
Yeah, my first so far, actually.
Right. Okay. and against a formidable team as well in the Glowwater Frauds. That was when you used the was it the Spire? Yeah, you used a.
I was
Hwatcha
piloting
Spire.
a Mobula.
Hmm.
I'm forgetting what Fox was
think
piloting.
one
I think
of
it
you
may
was
have been
pilot-
Spire.
Yeah, piloting a Hwatcha Spire.
Yeah, that's right.
What I recall from that match was that the Glowwaters just came in full ahead of steam, and yeah, you managed to kind of get them down before they could do too much damage.
Yeah, we and Cake have actually been practicing a lot lately, and thinking it's showing.
I see. Right. Okay.
So, though we did have a bit of difficulty today because, sadly, Fox does not have a microphone, so we weren't really able to talk. It was just me yelling at him a lot.
All right. What one-sided kind of communication? That's fair enough. So Graphics Dirty. I mean, that first battle on the dunes against Cake. I mean, yeah.
There's
Wasn't,
actually nothing much I can say other than
Not much you can say.
No, because we were sort of meat grinding. Like that's all we could think about is just going at them, almost. It was our first like serious match in like over a month and a half. So we weren't really in the best mindset just yet. But yeah, all we thought about is just going at them since it's dunes and of course it's such a large map open. We sort of kind of meat grinded, like we came one after the other, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's fair enough. But by the second game, I think you kind of got your stride back again, hadn't you? And the second game
On
was
the fjord, yes.
Yes, Northern Fjords. Yeah.
Okay, there was a moment there. Even I have to ask, what happened when you went over me?
When during the match?
Yeah, you had like 3 kills on us, and then you were shooting at us. Even the Spire was shooting at us. The Mobula went like over us. I don't know what happened. Like,
our hull was like, if we got tapped again, we were gonna die. So we needed to get out of your firing arcs.
oh, okay. Now because we were in the same exact position, like we were gonna die. I was like, oh shit, they're gonna kill us. They're gonna kill us. He's going above us. Oh my god, we're gonna do this! Yeah, we were like suddenly happy. Well, me at least.
Well, that's how it goes sometimes. I couldn't really tell what you were at.
So, Xander, I believe again, it was sort of a spirey. Was it Mobula you were flying?
I was flying the same Mobula, and Fox had
Yeah.
switched to a flat cannon instead of Huacha on his Spire.
You're doing the long range thing again, like as you were doing in Battle of the Dunes, but this time they're managing to close the distance on you a lot better than before.
Yeah, the Mobula kept distracting us by going up and down behind the ridge, and it was very tempting for me to go after it, but even that temptation distracted me enough, and then the Pyramidion noise came in, and we're like, ah, crap, a Pyramidion.
Yeah, I noticed that they kept using that same trick they used against the Gents. You know, Graphics 30 kind of does the doodly doodly, you know, around the arch, and then the Pyramidion sneaks underneath and just comes up. I tried that a couple times, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's pretty tricky.
We did that 2 times. The third time was a failure, I think. I remember. But I remember there was 3 times. I believe.
I think one of the times it didn't work, but the other 1 or 2 times it did.
Sort of, like it didn't, not like as successfully as that Gents match.
Yeah. So, there was this one great moment where Fiasco, you gotten 2 kills, and instead of going back in, Fiasco just zipped full on right away and just left it with 2-1 and just pegged it back to you. That was really good. Yeah, it was just a really well done match all around. Anyway, the last match of that series was on Paraton Rumble. And you bought your Spire out again, I think, Graphics 30?
Yeah, that was my most powerful build on the Spire, close range.
Mm-hmm. And
which is...
After you!
Oh, okay. Well, the Spire build, which was 2 Yatlings on the side, 1 Mortar on the top, and the Huacha. It's basically that close range Mobula of mine, but with a Huacha.
Yeah, it was effective. So you actually kind of turned it subtly so you could maybe strip the armor with the Gatling and then get the Huacha on?
No, it's more like disabling the ship with the Huacha so that we can easily just get them.
I see. Right. So you can kind of get a Gat Mortar bifector then? If you turn it the right angle? Okay.
No, it's real easy.
Okay, really easy. Oh, okay.
Trifecta with the double Gat and Mortar.
Oh. You can hang on, both Gats and the Mortar?
Yeah. You don't know?
I'm gonna have to
You
try
should
that.
check it out. Yeah.
I have to try that myself sometime.
What's this again? Are we talking about Spire still?
Yes.
Apparently, you can get like 2 side Gatlings and a Mortar on a Spire.
Yeah.
at the
Yes,
same
you
time.
can. Yes, of course.
Okay.
Also, my favorite ship, but I haven't been able to use it yet.
Yeah.
Well done on that.
Yeah. All right. So, I think the Cake brought out a Blenderfish and a Junker, as I recall.
Yeah, I brought out my Blenderfish, and Fox brought in a Junker with Carronades and Banshee carousels.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And normally you
Well,
see
a
kind
fun
of those
build, it
Junkers
didn't-
with like one side's got like long range, one side's got short range, but it's kind of both sides were short range. Was there any what was the thought process behind that?
Not entirely sure, honestly. Like I said, Fox doesn't have a mic, so we didn't have a lot of time to talk.
Mm.
We just knew we didn't want long-range builds in Paraton.
So where did it start going a bit wrong in that match against Glowwaters?
Oh, probably about right away. It's the first time I brought my Goldfish into a really competitive match, other than maybe a scrim during the week. And I always kind of have mixed results, to be honest. I need to practice more. But I saw that Spire, I'm like, we need to get rid of that quickly.
You did something. You did this one really cool escape where you kind of went over Fiasco, I think, and managed to kind of.
I believe I
away.
did that multiple times in a very short amount of time.
Mm.
I was
You went over us like
pretty
2
happy about that
times.
because every time that was happening, Balana was shouting at me that we're gonna die.
Yeah,
That sounds terrifying.
you lived really long in those engagements. Just saying.
Well, yeah, very very good survivability, yeah. But in the end, yeah, I mean, graphics dirty, Spire, OP, Nerf plus,
Yeah,
feedback in these games.
Nerf blocks.
your carronade, the more you kept my balloon out of the question, the more I just couldn't aim at anything for my gunners to shoot. So whenever my balloon was down, I really could not shoot anything because, well, the Spire just flew down and every shot just arced in a odd way, making it difficult for every gunner. So we don't dare to shoot a heavy clip Hwacha when our balloon is down.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Kate, there was that bit at the start where the Junker kind of flew at an angle where you couldn't shoot it and Fiasco couldn't shoot it either. I mean, they did pull off some cool maneuvers, but yeah, I mean, you just beat him to the punch in the end. If there's no more thoughts on that match, I'd like to move on to Gents and Sacrilege, if that's okay. Right, okay then. Now, Gents and Sacrilege. First match you guys had was Duel at Dawn. This is where the Gents brought out the double mobula, which would become a theme throughout the night. What was the thought process of the double mobula, guys?
Well, we've been using the singular mobula, as you noticed, and we were theorizing the potential potency of having 2 Mercs with 4 Artemises over the 3 Artemises. And we weren't sure how it was going to go, but we said to ourselves, basically, this is our last kind of casual event before COGS. Let's give it a go and just see how it goes, if it's competitive or not. So it was just basically a big.
Did he drop out for everyone else?
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
paused there. I just
He's
continue to nod.
frozen.
But
Good thing everyone else moved.
I mean, right off the bat, well, Feast said he got stuck on the ribs or something like that, and we were just struggling to recover. And I don't usually fly mobulas either. And I've been on break. We've all been on break for about 3 weeks. We took a vacation, so we were all so rusty. So me trying to fly that mobula is probably a bad idea.
So yeah, it didn't quite go as you planned then.
It didn't go as planned, but there wasn't really much of a plan to it. I mean, I know we're known for having our meticulous plans and our strategies, but in this case, our strategy was really just experimentation to see how it would go. So even if it went badly, at least we could say, okay, we can rule this out as a potential possibility for a build or a strategy. So it didn't really bother any of us much. It was just an experiment.
High-level experimentation, a strategy in itself, one might say.
Yeah.
Right. So, Tropo and Cassius. I mean, how did you wear down that double mobula combination?
Well, we noticed they were kind of staying in that corner near the Leviathan. And I was moved up pretty close while he was sitting down to the right of me. So there was a split focus, potentially, if they did go after us.
Yeah,
And,
try and
they
spread
did.
it out.
So we stayed there, did it as long as we could. And eventually they did come after me, and it was too close.
I think your mic might be on the back of your head. You keep
Yeah,
getting
your
quieter.
mic's really low there, mate.
I'll put it in my
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's worse.
Much better. All right, so I guess I'll take over until he fixes that. Basically, it was all about teamwork, and we've finally joined the Cogs and we're practicing, and we've been practicing Mobula all week, and we had the godfather of Mobulas there, Roman Carr. I gotta say thanks to him. And Castius wasn't home from work yet, so we were planning to go with him with double mob. And at the last second, they went double mob, and I thought there's no way we can beat the gents with double mob. They have way more experience. So we went to our backup plan, and we went Pura Junker, and just constant Artemis Spam and Hades, and apparently that worked. So
I
a
think
little bit of teamwork.
The gents ended up respawning, and they kind of got clustered right in the corner of the map there. It was kind of a difficult position for those long-range focused mobulas to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had plenty of cover to hide behind because we moved back to the end of the ribs. And our positioning was, are you getting shot? Are you getting shot? And then we just kept positioning between as many ribs as we could till we could close those gaps.
Yeah, I think definitely a Pyramidian and a Junker's quite a lot better in those really kind of clustered, awkward situations than perhaps double Mobula would be. So, right, there we have it. So yes, a win for Sacrilege on Duel at Dawn. And then it moved on to Battle on the Dunes when you guys tried the double Mobula.
Yeah, apparently it didn't work for us.
Yeah. So you think we just beat the gents and they were playing a double Mobula. So we'll try the build they lost with.
No, we've been basically. I took some advice from Scrimshaw. Everyone knows Scrimshaw, great player and a really great team over at Global Trolls. And his advice was pick something and go with it. And although we changed in the first match, the practice was all around Artemis and Mercs. And I know that sounds really simple to a lot of people, but we had other plans in there, and they worked really well, as far as I saw it from my team's perspective.
Unfortunately, though, the double Mobula was not successful.
No.
I think the gents, you guys switched back to the mob junk, didn't you?
Yeah, we went back to our quote unquote standard build because we didn't want to have a clean sweep on us, so we went back to our tried and true.
I have a question for Tropo. Did you do any gunning as the pilot on that Mobula in any of those games?
Yeah, I did.
Because I tried to catch it on the camera, but I
took 3 Merc shots. I took 3 Merc shots in total, and I took 1 beacon flare shot. That's all I did the whole match. Yeah, not very much. It's not worth it.
It is kind of cool, though. Quad vector firing.
Yes.
Albeit extremely risky, but cool nonetheless.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, I had a gunner that wasn't responding, and I went gunner on a Mobula. It's beautiful. As the pilot.
I can't think of very much sticks out in my mind about that match. Any comments you guys have on that match?
A lot of what the crew was saying in match is that we weren't using cover as well as they were. We popped out of clouds into their spot, and they were, ducking in.
Well, the thing you have to keep in mind with us is, that first match, that was definitely experimental. But once we go back to our standard builds, we have a very surgical kind of strategic strategy in place for both spawn sides on almost every map. So in that case, we do the same thing where we find the best area of cover that also provides shooting lanes. And we knew that was an interesting map, as Tropo says. It looks, like he said, it looks so simple. You're just shooting back and forth, but it's so much more complex than that. Like when Feast had asked how much time was left, we knew, okay, we got to get at least 3 kills, because then we can put that pressure on them to come to us. So we got that 1 kill from cover, and we knew they were having a lot of trouble figuring out how to attack our fortified position. And we also knew that most people expect us to camp. So we came out at that point. We got 2 more kills. We got that 3-1. And then we went back to our position because we knew at that point even if it went to overtime, we'd win. So it would force them to come to us because they would know that as well. And that gave us almost complete control, not only of the battlefield, but of their actions.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, we don't know the rules that much. We only assumed that was the rule because we played in different tournaments and read different tournament rules, and it's all muddled up in my head. I have to write everything on paper, and I get so confused. So I wasn't sure if it's 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 1 kill or 3 kills. So I was like, fuck it, let's just go in. We can't just let them win over a forfeit or whatever.
Yeah, I
So-
do remember there was an awful lot of spawn camping in that game.
Yeah,
Probably for the first 5-10 minutes.
yeah,
then
that
things
was pretty
started picking
bad.
up a bit.
We sort of wasted a lot of time. Both teams probably.
Mm.
I wouldn't say.
Do you
we
think
wasted
there's any
time.
way that people could resolve the spawn camping issue, or do you think that would kind of dilute the purity of the game?
I'm not sure. I sent a message to Glowwater Falls when I realized we were coming up against them about 5 minutes before the match to Scrimshaw, letting him know that I was taking dual mercs. That's our agreement, is no mercs when we fight them. And that's what
okay.
so we weren't going to go away from that.
Let me just clarify. The strategy in our mindset is not spawn camping. Like, it's not to go and stay in our spawn. Although it is a very smart thing to do when you're sniping, because you're going to have the spawn advantage if you do die. Now that's new. It's more the principle of playing to your strengths. So if you're going sniper, you need to have open lanes and you need to stay away from the clouds. And because Muse has just polluted the game with so many clouds,
Oh yeah.
as gents, we only have certain areas where we can go that provide us with clear lanes with minimal clouds. So we can only use a very small area of each map to our strength. And generally those are actually in the spawns. It's not because we want to be in the spawns, it's because we've been kind of pigeonholed because of the clouds into those clear areas. And also on Canyon, or not Canyon, on Desert, because it's so open and you're playing sniper, you need to have an area to drop down if you need to do repairs for cover. So if we're red, we go to the turbine, and if we're blue, we go to the ship. So we have shooting lanes that are clear but with cover. Again, those are in the spawns, but if they were in the middle and there was no clouds in the middle, that's where we would be. It's not because of the spawn.
It's just it's a convenient coincidence, though, isn't it? Wink, wink.
I suppose. But I mean, if you look at our, let's say, if you look at our Periton strategy, we're much more in the center because Periton has less clouds and has a lot more open areas in the center. So in that case, we're never in our spawn. We're always in the center. So it's very much dependent on those factors that I said about
Well,
cover.
it did seem to
clouds.
spawn right on top of each other 3 times there. That might have been luck, though. I'm not sure.
It's just, certain maps, kind of, the different design of them lends itself to... Canyon and Dunes in particular lend themselves more to staying in your spawn, and say, Duel and Periton less so. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time.
Absolutely.
Anyway, the final match was on Periton Rumble, which we were just discussing. And Sacrilege, you guys managed to win.
Yeah, I'm
what-
glad, because otherwise we would have been out of the tournament. And
Well, yeah, exactly.
and the concentration was, teamwork. The same old. I'm sure everyone uses teamwork. Does everyone use teamwork?
Never
No.
heard about it.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, well, I'll explain it for anyone that doesn't know. Basically, no, just kidding. Sorry, that's a really dry joke.
Work together to gain common goals?
I
Craft.
think that's it, yeah.
Yeah, we were Artemis spamming again, and lucky they didn't use our use hydrogen against us. It seemed like we're able to keep nailing them down. Once we got one of them, we just nailed them down, and I mean, it was a pretty even match as far as kills and whatever at the start. But we just kept trying, and if Cassius got hit, he camps hole and moves back. If I got hit, I camp hole and move back, and as best as we could. A lot of the time, there was suddenly a ship behind me, and you saw me try and ram it, get out of my way, and all sorts of stuff. I don't know if they spawned there or what. Regrouping.
Oh, I
It's,
saw some good. I saw some good butt rams.
Yeah. That was just,
That was
I did
fun.
not want that shit behind me. Get it out of here. So yeah, we did whatever we could there. There was quite a lot of brute force in like things like that, and there was a lot of quick kerosening to team up with Castius. Yeah, it's-
This part where one of the junkers was caught in between a building. His boat bouncing
Oh yeah, there was some good needle threading there, especially at the start. There was a bit where you threaded your junker right through the middle and into a 2-on-1 situation, but he actually ended up winning that engagement, and I was just like, oh.
I was hiding up on top of the building behind him, supporting as much as I could, and then yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's like I thought the junker is just in a complete terrible position, but then the Pyramidion just kind of hovers over, comes in with these clutch shots, and you ended up just kind of winning that engagement. It's quite impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other kind of comments on that match you can recall?
Well, we didn't. I guess I can chalk up a lot of errors to us strategically. Again, it's kind of rust because we didn't play for almost 3 weeks, me and Feast. So we kind of lost our discipline, our strategic strategies. I mean, generally on that map, we want to stay in the open and high. And for whatever reason, I can't even recall why, we started going towards the clock tower, and that brought us closer to them. And that's not what we want. We want to stay further back high in open lanes with no clouds. So as soon as that happened and they engaged us, they controlled the engagement. And as you know, in Goyo, the person that controls the engagement pretty much is going to win. So, I mean, they got us within medium and then eventually close range. And then once you do that against our build, it's an uphill battle, which we should never have allowed to happen. That was a lot of mistakes on our part strategically. But again, we're going to try not to do that. Like, we learn from our mistakes there. And for anybody who says that build is overpowered, it's not. Look how easy it is to crush that build as soon as you make one mistake. And even us with our, a lot of people, credit us to using that build. We can make that mistake just as easily. And if we can do it, anyone else can do it, where, you just get too close or you don't control the shooting lanes and then you're done. You lose.
Yeah. I also agree. I don't think that build needs a nerf at all. I think, if anything, if you have a look at the Pyramidion I was using, that Hades is way overpowered, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, and we use that. We use that Hades almost. I would say almost as much as we use the Artemis. I mean, you see us using the Artemis a lot, but it's more to force the engagement. And then my ship almost always closes or ends the engagement with our Hades side, because the Hades is amazing, especially paired with the Banshee.
Well, anyway, yes, because of that great Hades firing from Sacrilege and good positioning, they did manage to win and progressed to the finals against the Glowwater Thralls. Now, the first match of that series was Canyon Ambush. That was a very close match, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. At the very end, there was a mistake in our part. I can't remember much from the match itself, other than the very ending. Like, we knew our mistakes. We knew that we didn't see them. We went up to approach them, even though we didn't fully know where they were, etc. And that was the big mistake. We just weren't prepared to approach just yet.
Okay.
And that cost us that last match.
We made a huge mistake
not last
too.
match. I mean, first match.
First match, yeah. We made a huge mistake on that first match. We tried to go by the pipeline. I don't know if anyone...
Oh yeah, that was horrific.
And you guys must have saw us, and I was just like, no, turn around, go back. I was like, no, we're gonna lose this match right here. This is horrible. Why did this happen? I'm like, no, we're not going in. Let's move around the side of the canyons or something after that. And you guys pushed way before we even made the way that we wanted to go. And we saw a Mobula, the corner of a Mobula, and we positioned to take that one out at the end there. I think we
The
ended up
thing
getting
is-
the Pura though.
Yeah, the thing is, I think Krafik Sturty almost got that Junker at the end, but then his balloon died. Like, just before he was about to
yeah.
get killed.
Both our ships were red, yeah.
Mm.
Our ships were so red in that match. I got a screenshot, it looks
Wow.
amazing.
So
Sorry.
if I
digress.
had been higher that time and then my balloon popped, we might have killed you guys.
Yeah.
A couple times it seemed like the Pira couldn't get good shots either.
My Pura or the other Pura?
Did you say
Well,
the
sure.
other?
I don't know. I mean, I was making
That's
several.
I'm sorry, I'll just stop talking.
Go, Cassius. Sorry, I get lots of lag.
I was saying it didn't seem like the Pira, whenever the boat was closed down. It seemed like
Oh man.
Probably might be a good idea to just type.
Yeah,
Your
I'm really sorry
thoughts.
about that.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
He's stealing his
Um,
glory. We've won a match and he doesn't get to talk because of his mic. Poor guy.
I know.
Yeah.
I remember that one part of the match where you killed off Fiasco's ship, and then I was stuck there, like in between two pillars, away from your line of sight. I was like, "Oh no, they're gonna come around!
Yeah,
They're gonna get
We
me!"
were racing around both sides. That was good fun actually. I really enjoyed that engagement. I was like, quick, get around the pole.
I did not enjoy that because I saw it like immediately. I was just clairvoyant. Oh, I'm gonna die here now.
Well, we were so desperate to get you right then and there before you backed away again, because that Pura kept backing away in that match, which really is why it was so close, because that Pura knew when to back off, and we knew that we couldn't let you back away, and we sacrificed arming time on the Hades too.
All right. Well, I mean, it was close, but no cigar, Byron, for the for the Glowwater Thralls in that match. So anyway,
I would like
that
to
moves
mention
on
something.
to the second. Northern Fjords, and of course, it would have to be Northern Fjords where the Glowwaters pulled things back. Oh god, yeah. As I recall, right at the beginning of that match, you guys did this really amazing flank. Fiasco went round the mountain while you kind of hovered around
Yes.
the archway. So talk
Yeah,
through
I
that
was
bit.
teasing them.
Yeah.
Basically, I was teasing them, trying to make them spot me and then get unspotted. Basically teasing them with my presence, like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
here, look at me." And if they approach me, then hell will get loose, and if they just stand still, hell will get loose. Basically, that was our tactic: just make the Pyra ambush, which the ship is mostly meant to do, ambush, and ram, of course.
Yeah.
And basically, I think we got like the bad side of our fjords. Like, we like spawning below.
Yeah,
The
I think
downside
that
of
is the bad
fjords.
side. I agree with you. I think that side is
Yeah,
the bad side.
You think that, but we think that's the good side where you guys spawn, but where
No,
we
no,
spawn
your
is
side's
the
the bad side. Yeah, I agree with you. What you're
Yeah,
saying.
okay.
Yeah.
The up, yeah.
I think
But
that-
we still managed to pull through. Like, we managed to find like new pathways, even though we haven't studied coming from that spawn.
Mm.
Hmm.
We've actually played Glowwater Thralls on that map a lot, and you always beat us. So we knew going into that it was not going to be a win for us no matter what. But we certainly gave it a go. We were even tempted to take out that Mobula because we were timing how long it took you to pop back up and firing at the exact arc we were going
Yeah, I
to.
noticed. I
Yeah,
noticed. So
and,
I was like,
and we
well,
were
I'm just gonna go
also-
a bit low.
Yeah, we were also beacon flaring the right side. We were absolutely sure that there was some kind of flank, but when it happened, we weren't ready for it. So we did know it was happening. We just didn't know when.
Hmm. All right then. Yeah, you were shooting quite a few flares out, but they managed to get the drop on you anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
We the biggest thing there was I was never high enough, and I didn't want a skybox limit. I don't think that's how I want to play the game. And skybox limiting seems to really change the game a bit. And what I didn't have was I had direct shoot and no helium. And the reason why I have direct shoot is because I get 400 pings. So when that ping hits, I chuck the direct shoot on, and it really slows down any engine turning or anything like that. So that's usually why I use direct shoot, because of Legacy. But the second we realized what we're doing wrong with that helium and stuff, we changed it in the next match actually. But the main thing was they just kept getting above my gun arcs, and maybe Castius too.
There was this huge flaw by our side. We were about to attack the Junker, I believe. I believe it was this match. And all of a sudden, Fiasco came in. Oop, oh no!
I actually thought that was on
Taking our
purpose.
aim
I was
away.
like,
No,
it
it
was-
wasn't.
I thought it was a speed boost. I'm like, holy crap, he turned him around the corner. That's what I thought it was. I don't know.
You can okay. Matilald, my main engineer who was on my ship, has streamed his point of view,
Oh wow.
which I can link here.
Nice.
That's all of the point of views from this Sunday Rumble, I believe.
Oh cool.
Warning: if you guys seen my video of our perspective in YouTube, then this is sort of the same. So a little bit of bashing and swear words and etc.
That's fine.
Oh,
We
jolly good.
accept that.
We'll be sure
It's
to
all in
watch
the
that
spirit.
one. Okay. I think it's time to move on to the very last match, which was Battle on the Dunes. And I think it's you guys went with Sacrilege went with the double Mobula. Glowwood Frauds went with the Mobula Pyrrha again. And oh my god, the flanking maneuver that you did at the start, it was all the way around the entire map. It was beautiful. But just at the
Yeah.
last moment, kind of Fiasco didn't quite get it right, and the Mobula went up above him.
Yeah.
The
and we took out all the
problem-
engines.
The big problem about our tactic was actually not the tactic. It was before the game even started. We've chosen poorly. I should have chosen the long-range version of my Mobula, where I sacrifice one Gatling to Gat Mort and one Mercury on top.
I
So-
noticed
Oh
before
yeah,
the
so
match.
you could have done the damage long range. Well, he kind of
Yes.
zipped in. Right, there we go.
Yes, then it could work, but here I didn't think about it, and we went in with
Yeah.
flawed loadouts for the tactic, and we were like, well, this is actually our first time trying this tactic out, and we were like, this actually worked to a degree, even though it's like 6 Artemis and 2 Mercury shooting at one ship. It actually worked to a degree. We managed to make the Pyra or myself get closer to you guys,
Yeah.
and
I was
but
actually
because of
surprised
our
how
loadouts,
close
it
you
was
actually
flawed.
got. I knew there was a Pyrrha behind me 2 times in that match, and I said, "Get up on the top gun, tell me when he's there." And my plan was the Hydra or shoot vent, depending on the height of your ship. And then the other ship would be long enough away that you wouldn't be able to close the gap. Hopefully. I didn't realize it was an unplanned thing because when we were starting the match, you guys kept changing between a beacon flare and an Artemis, and we often watch the loadouts just to see what we're actually playing against. And I was wondering why you guys were gonna not take the beacon flare.
Well, we actually didn't need it that match. Well, mostly it's because of the Mobula could take long range, but I could just, I could just feel maybe that was a sign of maybe you should go long range, like
Yeah.
more long range focused. But I didn't take the hint, I guess.
Yeah, we were super long range. We had Lasmok in every gun.
Yeah, a lot of the crew on, I mean, in Fiasco ship and my ship, we were like really demotivated, but I actually thought it was fun. We actually managed to make the tactic work. We actually got close. We didn't maybe kill you or damage you that too much, but we got close, and it worked to a degree.
Right. Okay.
Personally,
Now there's a bit of clandestine banter going on here about who's copying whose hipster glasses.
They are both
I think we
practicing,
know
and they both go blind.
who that
Is that
is.
what's going on?
Okay. Well, congratulations, Sacrilege. Your first Sunday Rumble victory. So, tell me, Tropo, is this going to be the year of Sacrilege?
Only Jesus knows.
But haven't you kind of pissed him off, though?
Jesus.
Jesus.
YOLO Swag
Yeah,
Jesus. Sorry, wrong
exactly.
person. If
Oh.
YOLO Swag Jesus turns up, see what I did there?
Oh,
See, the reason why we won is we had Jesus on our side.
Jesus forgives the sinners.
Uh,
Okie dokie. Any other comments about Sacrilege and how you're preparing for the cogs, that kind of thing?
yeah, we're going to Cogs. We're also recruiting, so if anyone's interested in what we were calling a competitive team, we are looking for people. Yes, thanks for laughing at that perfectly timed moment. That was good.
Probably not
I'm
the
sorry,
best
man,
time
I'm
to
sorry.
break out into explosive laughter.
It's fine. He is actually laughing at me, guys. Just for anyone out there wondering, there is no conversation going on in text chat right now.
Yeah, he's just been a dick, basically.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
He's taking it a bit far, don't you
I
think?
was thinking pretty
I'm sorry.
low.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is the wrap up portion. Any last final shout outs, comments, anything we've missed? I give you the guys the floor.
Roman Car, thanks for joining us, and thanks for the matches, Urs and Brick for casting and whatnot, organizing. That's great, man.
All right. Anyone else?
I would just like to say I was very impressed by Sack and Cake today. I know they've struggled to get organized and to kind of get a solid team going. And I had reports from other gents during the Christmas break, that they had been practicing. So that was, yeah, we've got our birds everywhere. So that was great to see that it wasn't a big, one of the big teams, that the other teams are really coming up and threatening and being a huge threat. So I really hope to see more of Cake and more of Sack and any of the other teams really just continue to kick ass.
All right. Yes, competition is always good. Anyone else? Going once, going twice, and sold. Right. Okay. Well, congratulations, Cake. Thank you for everyone for joining us. We hope to see you all again next week. This has been the Sunday Rumble Community Chat number 19.
I'm just gonna keep doing that.
Until Urs takes us off the air. Or he wakes up.
You totally just think Cake. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not.
Okay. And we're still on the air, apparently.